So it's 1:35 in the morning, and I've been at this since about 10:30 last night. I hope you all know how much I love you to sit here and do all this. Anyway, I do it because I care. So we've got all these points, and we have none of them that can be on this graph, right? They're just way off the graph. So that's okay, because we still can create the slope of the line from 2 points, and we can use one of the points to find the y-intercept. So let's go back and do this. We have, we'll call this y2 and this y1. So negative 31 y2 minus negative, oh, come on, why does it do that? I've got to read more about this crazy thing. I think it has something to do with the eraser that I've turned on by accident. I don't know. Minus 29.5. Okay, so that's 0.2 minus 0.1 all over 21 minus 20. So now we should get, I'm too tired to do this, 1.5, no, minus negative, whoops, I forgot my negative there. So now, see, I think it has to do with the negative sign. It's like it thinks that a negative means erase or something. I'm on to you now, you stinker. Okay, so back to focus. This is actually going to be minus a negative is the same as adding. All right, so we have negative 31 minus 29.5 makes a negative 1.5 over 1. That becomes our slope. Then we're going to take this middle term here, this middle set of points here, and we're going to do, there's our y value, y equals m times x plus b. Solve for our y-intercept. This is going to give us negative 31.5, I believe. I've done that on my calculator already. And then plus b, add 31.5 to both sides. And we get b is equal to 0.5, or 1/2. All right, so the equation of our line is y equals negative 1.5 x plus 0.5. So which one of these graphs meets this criteria? So we're going to have a positive y-intercept, and we want to have a y-intercept, of 1/2. So that is not this one, and that is not this one. And we have a negative function, so that it means it's got to be a. All right, this fun one. This is a whole thing on number 34 it's all justified for you in the rubric. I could sit and go through it, but basically you have to think about a parabola and how one side justifies negatively, the other side justifies positively, but they're each on the same side of the vertex, the same amount of distance from the vertex. You can ask me to walk you through it, and I will, but for now I'm not wasting the video time to go over it. Okay, so this one. The key term here is rate of change. So we know the starting value at 0 months, or 0 whatever it is, minutes, is 4. Okay, so we just need one more point. You always need 2 points to determine rate of change. So we have 5, and if we plop that in for t, I should call this t and b of t. But if we plop 5 in for that, you're going to get I think it was 128, I believe. And so you're saying that 128 minus 4 over 5 minus 0, which is 124 over 5. And you're going to get 24.8. That's your rate of change. And then you have bacteria per minute, because your minutes is your T and your bacteria is your B. So it's B of T, it's bacteria per minute is 24.8. All right. I've got this figured out now. So, a lot of what I did was in the graphing calculator to figure this out. The function is defined by f of x is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 24. So you need to know what is your vertex. We know what the y-intercept is. It's here. The vertex, if you figured out, negative b over 2a is negative b begins negative 2, ends up being positive 2 over 2a, which is also 2. That's a lot of me talking. Negative b over 2a is equal to negative 2, because b is negative 2, over 2 times an a is 1. Therefore, negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2 over 2, which equals 1. So x is 1. And if you would actually just graph this function in your graphing calculator, hit trace and put 1 in for x, you will see that your y-intercept is negative 25. And you don't have to, I mean, if you go and put 1 in here, you'll see 1 squared is 1, minus 2 times 1 is 2, and then minus 24, so you get negative 26 plus 1 is minus 25. So you get your axis of symmetry and you get your vertex there doing that. All right, so you also know that it's hitting the y-intercept at negative 24. If you graph this function, you'll see these things hit. So now your transformation here is that you want it to go plus 3. Well, we know enough about transformations now to know that what's going to happen is the whole thing is going to shift left 3. So that means if you look at it in your graphing calculator, and it's way down here at x is 1 and this is negative 25, you're going to go this way 3, you're going to end up at negative 2. For the new vertex. And you're still going to be down here at negative 25. So you're going to have negative 2 and negative 25. When you shift plus 3, you're actually going left. And then your y-intercept is up here at negative 21. And we know that because the new function tells us so. So now, what did I do to solve this? Oh, I used the vertex formula, which I know y'all love. There is no a term because the original one is the coefficient of x squared is 1, and all we're doing is shifting it left. We're not stretching it, we're not compressing it. So therefore, it's going to be y equals ax minus h squared plus k. And since a is 1, we can kind of ignore that. So then it's going to be x minus h squared plus k. Well, h is your x value, and here your x value now is negative 2. So when we put in negative 2 into h, you're going to get a negative 2. Y equals x plus 2 squared minus 25. And then you're going to run this math. So x plus 2 squared is x squared plus 4x plus 4. I just foiled this x plus 2. Real quick, I'm losing time here. I did this. I took x plus 2 squared, got this, and then minus 25. Bring that down here. And you end up with x squared plus 4x minus 21. So then if you come back to the original equation here, this is the same thing, only the k you now know is 4x. So 4. K is 4. So briefly, we got to factor this, and we have x plus 7 x minus 3. That's what, you multiply 7 times negative 3, you get negative 21. However, when they're added, they get 4x. So therefore, x minus 7 is your x term that makes a 0, and x plus 3 is your other term that makes a 0.